My name is Joshua Williamson, and I'm going to be giving a speech on the subject Israel, the facts about the culture. Israel has been around for a very long time. In fact, the country was established in 1451 BC, when Joshua conquered much of the land, according to James Ussher's work, The Annals of the World. Israel's rebirth, however, has led to over half a century of war, starting with their 1948 War for Independence and their 56 Sinai War, the 67 Six-Day War, 73 Yom Kippur War, just to name a few. But to understand Israel's dilemma and their position, we need to look at their past, present, and their hopes for the future. In 1921 BC, according to the same work as Ussher was mentioned before, Abram, later known as Abraham, was promised the land to his children by God, a promise that went down through Isaac and Jacob. After Jacob, the Israelites spent 400 years in Egyptian captivity, later led out by Moses, where they spent 40 years in the wilderness of the desert as punishment from God for their disobedience. As I said before, in 1451 BC, Joshua's army conquered much of the land, and this conquest took place until 1445 BC. 450 years of instability followed afterwards, with short periods of plenty under the judges, rulers that were like kings but did not have any dynastic changes. After this period, kings took over Israel, namely Saul and David, and after the death of David's son Solomon, the northern 10 tribes split away from Israel, creating an Israel state in the north and Judah in the south, with Judah and Benjamin. Israel was carried captive away by the Assyrians, and Judah was taken by the Babylonians. Only Judah and Benjamin made it back to the land en masse, where they stayed until the Roman expulsion of 70 AD, 40 years after the death and resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ. And in 1948, Israel was reborn. Zion is an old term for Jerusalem. Zionism is the movement of Jews wanting to make a return to their homeland and reestablish a Jewish state. In fact, in 1899, the Arabic mayor of Jerusalem said, "Who can challenge the rights of the Jews in Palestine? Good Lord, historically, it is really your country." And Winston Churchill said in 1920, "It is manifestly right that the scattered Jews should have a national center and a national home and be reunited, and where else but in Palestine, with which for 3,000 years they have been intimately and profoundly associated." In 1948, Israel's population was only 806,000. But last year, according to the Population Reference Bureau's website, prb.org, their population was 8.1 million. It really is their land. Israel desires nothing more than to live at peace with its Arab neighbors and its multi-ethnic population. But the Arab community has not been very cooperative with this, especially the Palestinians. All wars involving Israel have been caused by its Arab neighbors, and they're usually vastly outnumbered, but somehow they always come out victorious. Palestinian TV has kids shows that depict a Mickey Mouse-like character that says that the answer to Jews is an AK-47. Despite all of this, Israel often compromises and gives back much of the land they take, including the oil-rich Sinai and the city of Bethlehem, where both David and Jesus were born. Jesus is not important to the rabbinic Jews, but very important to the Messianic Jews. Picture of Rafa, their version of Mickey Mouse. In conclusion, Israel is a diverse nation with a rich history, and its Jewish citizens finally have a place to call home. Zionists have reached their goal of reestablishing a Jewish homeland with much of their land intact and many of its people back where they belong. Jews no longer have to worry about governments messing with them, I guess. I kind of forgot the word there for a minute, but they have their own government now, so they don't have to worry about it. Hopefully, this all said, Israel can continue to have relative peace within its borders, and the people of the many faiths that live there can get along and build an Israel that is stable and strong.
5 minutes and 50